Hello, guys. It's been a while. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to... Today we're going to be talking about Invincible. I shouldn't have to tell you what Invincible is, but in case you've been living under a rock for the last 3 years, Invincible is the Amazon Prime animated adult action superhero show that has been pretty much sweeping the world in its reception. You've probably seen scenes of this show like this and like this, and I don't think I should show this one, but you know, imagine kind of what this looks like. Ugh. And you've probably seen 1,000 memes of this scene. But despite all that, even with all of the gory adult themes that you're going to be seeing, it also happens to be one of the most rich character-driven animated projects in a long time. And I mean that. Outside of all the blood and guts and you know, sex that you're going to see on screen, there are some genuinely fantastic moments of voice acting and writing and direction on display in this show. And honestly, just from looking at the memes of it, you probably wouldn't get a lot of that. But I gotta tell you, it's true. This show made a huge splash when the first season ended. I mean, honestly, it made a huge splash when the first season started, because in the first episode, you have the seemingly most powerful character and one of the heroes of the show, one of the main characters of the first episode, and the father figure to our main character, kill the entirety of the facsimile of the Justice League that we have in this show. They call them the Guardians of the Globe, and they get turned into Swiss cheese in the first episode of this show. And as many have said before me, this is a genius move for the tone that they're going to set for this show. Because clearly, you see that Omni-Man is doing something that is bad, terrible even. But you don't know why. You don't know anything about that situation other than the Guardians of the Globe were there, Omni-Man shows up and kills all of them. That's literally all the context you have, and then you and the rest of the cast are trying to figure out why. Slowly, pieces are falling into place, and it is one of the best slow burns, especially in an animated show, but almost in any show that I've watched in a long time, that really does take its time, gives you the clues throughout, and ends in a reveal that he's just batshit crazy, and he's gonna take over the whole planet. And as an audience, we're like, damn, that sucks. We kind of saw it coming, you know, with sprinkled in here and there. But then you got Mark, his son, his baby boy, and he is not down with this kind of stuff. So he fights back, obviously, and it leads to the emotional conclusion of the first season and a few of the disgusting moments you saw earlier. But that's where the first season goes. And everyone's talking about it, and everyone loves it. And they were right to. I loved it. Everyone was happy about it. And we were like, well, we have to have more of this show. And they have since delivered in spades. But it took them a while. There was a 2.5-year gap between the end of season 1 and the beginning of season 2. And everyone was still excited. The hype was appropriately built. And after 2 years of waiting, you want to get off to a banger season. And there was some really, really good stuff to chew on. You got the Angstrom Levy stuff. You're dealing with Mark having to deal with his dad's problems that he left behind. And it's pretty interesting. But then, after the 4th episode, which is, you know, a pretty good episode. There's a lot of stuff going on in there. They leave it on a cliffhanger, and then they disappear for like 3 months. For like 3 whole months. They just gone. Which was a decision that was so well received that, you know, I had to emulate it here on my own channel. You're welcome. And at the time, the reception to that obviously was not stellar, but the latter half of the season, you know, finished off the arc and gave us a lot more content, and especially the finale I thought was very, very impactful. But me and a lot of other people saw the gap in between and were like, this is not really like the full kind of experience that we were looking for. It feels a little light. But I will say retroactively, after watching season 2 again in preparation for season 3, I do think that it actually as a whole package is pretty good. But don't fucking do that again. Amazon Prime, you better be listening. Don't do that again. I know you've already made jokes about it in your own promotional material. You already know it was a bad idea, but I'm telling you, direct from me, this person on YouTube that you really care about listening to is with 69 subscribers. Haha. You should not do that again. Don't. I'm watching the show. I mean, clearly I'm watching the show, but please don't do that. Don't. Just don't. And now we get to season 3, which I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of people have mixed feelings about this season. Some are really kind of railing on the animation quality. People are saying that the plot is not as well put together as the other seasons. And everyone's obviously waiting for my opinion, so I got to give it to you. I think it was good. I think it's very good, from a storytelling perspective at least. Yes, the animation, I think, has a little bit to be desired. But let's be honest. They even tell us in season 2, animation is not easy. You got to cut corners sometimes. And I'm going to be honest with you, if I was being, told by a multi-billion-dollar corporation that the episodes of a show that I'm making need to be released next year, and I need to finish the episodes before then, I mean, yes, I'm going to put a lot of effort into the fight scenes, and I'm going to put so much delicious polish into those scenes. But if there's a scene of Mark and Eve just kind of chilling, I might just put a couple of JPEGs on there and call it a day. You know what I'm saying? And that is, in some instances, that's what they did. If you can see it, like right here, you can see they did that, right? Like, But listen, it's all art, man. It looks good. It plays good. There is some stuff to complain about, but honestly, it's still a really, really good show, despite the little quality differences here and there. But this isn't the show that I'm going to die on the hill of it being like the most immaculately animated thing in the entire world. At the end of the day, if I can get Steven Yeun, Sandra Oh, why the fuck can I not think of his name? My brain's empty. I know J. Jonah Jameson, J.K. Simmons. Oh my God, J.K. Simmons. Okay, this is embarrassing for me. I'm so good with actors. Usually, this is not me. This is not a flex. I'm just saying. Like, usually this is not a problem for me. That was a genuine moment. I actually forgot his name for a second. It would not enter my brain. All I could think of was J. Jonah Jameson, which is, it's him. He is that. But I couldn't think of it. Damn, that was actually embarrassing. Can we cut it? Let's stop it. Can we cut that? But hearing these excellent voice actors like bring this pretty fantastic superhero story to life and bringing a depth to the characters that is so delicious. I honestly don't care if the animation is that perfect. I think that it is serviceable and engaging enough for me to be able to attach to the character work, to the voice work, to the writing, to the scene's composition as it is. And if every now and then I see some janky stuff, you know what? I forgive the animators. They had to make 8 episodes of a television, like 8 hours of cartoon, probably even more than that from stuff that might be cut in a year. And they had to animate all that and polish it and do everything. And it just, I get it, man. It's hard to put all that stuff together and make it usable for TV and edit it together and do everything that needed to be done for the production of that show. A year is not really that long. And despite all that, the show is still good, man. The fight scenes are really well animated. You can still see the emotion in the characters' faces, especially when it comes to Mark and Omni-Man and Eve and, spoilers with the last episode, Conquest, like the malice and the just wild affinity for violence that he has. You can really tell that they put some sauce on this show. And yes, there are some shows out there that have it a little bit better off as far as the animation is concerned, but I still think that Invincible kicks ass. It really does. And this season is so good. I swear it's worth watching. If If you like the first 2 seasons, you're gonna like this 3rd season. There's a lot to like about it. There's definitely some stuff that could be improved, but there's a lot here. And frankly, it's enough stuff that makes me interested in watching future seasons, which, according to the showrunner, there are going to be a lot of. I mean, we already know there's going to be a season 4, but the showrunner is talking about getting up to like 11 seasons, which seems kind of ridiculous to me. But I know the source material is very rich, so I can imagine them getting to a similar number of episodes. So I gotta gently say this to you. We already know, right now, that the next season of Invincible is planned for like a little over a year from now. So you gotta bear with me. You gotta understand. It's probably gonna look very similar. There's probably gonna be some stuff that they can't quite get polished, and you're just gonna have to be okay with that. It's gonna be okay. You're gonna watch the show, and you're gonna like it, and it's gonna be fun, and it's gonna look cool. And J.K. Simmons, the actor, who I definitely know their name, is going to be there. Probably more than he was in this season. And you're gonna watch it. You're gonna watch the show. Okay? You and me. Just look into my eyes. We're gonna watch the show. I don't really have eyes. I just kind of have this one big exclamation point in my head. But like, look into my exclamation point, and it'll be okay. We'll be okay. I promise we'll be okay.